Hello and welcome. So today I invite you to a yoga practice that's as warm and cozy and creamy and just sweet and delicious as a hot chocolate. It's really, really cold right here in Berlin and it's winter. We want to retreat, so it's going to be a nice and gentle yang to yin practice that's hopefully as nourishing as a hot chocolate. And I've some props here, bolster, cushion, and a super warm, cozy blanket for you to practice with. And we're going to get started right away in a seated position. Just some Sufi grinds. You can sit on a little bit of a blanket to have your hips a little bit higher so that your knees can gently drop. And just moving in a circle through your upper body. Inhale forward. And exhale back. And continuing at your own pace. And allowing these movements to be really nourishing, pleasurable, sweet. Now, all the qualities that you would attribute to a cup of hot chocolate. And start to deepen the breath as you move. And there doesn't have to be always a high hurdle to start practicing yoga. As long as you're not doing crazy splits, you can also just wear your normal clothes as long as you can sit cross-legged. Maybe a few more. Moving within a range of motion that feels good. Good. And then we're going to fold forward. Easy forward fold. One leg forward. Just to relax. Sits bones grounded. Widening through the lower back. Relaxing the head. One more breath in. And out. Good. Slowly come up. We'll switch sides. And we'll also switch the legs. So reorientating your legs. And then starting to go the other way around. If you've forgotten which side you went for, then the side that feels unfamiliar. Still inhaling forward. Exhaling back. It's almost like you're trying to make your own body creamy. It's not about forcing your movements to get bigger or better, your body to be more flexible. So we want to move with the qualities that we want within our bodies, the kinds of qualities that feel nourishing in this moment. A few more. Again, these movements can be nice and small, tiny and dainty, or more big if you feel that way. Good, and then slowly coming in to center. And then with this orientation of the legs, folding forward. And just noticing that this side might feel different. Staying mindful of just your body, sensations. One more deep breath here. And out. Good. And slowly coming up, we'll go on to hands and knees. Then I'm going to place this super cozy blanket underneath my knees. Then spreading the fingers. Then cat-cowing. Inhale to open the heart. And exhale to round. Again, you can continue at your own pace. Allowing the breath to flood in as you open your heart. Allowing the breath to move out of your body as you exhale. Good. And if today you feel a little bit tired and just bearing your weight, shoulders right on top of your wrists, it's a little bit too much, you can move your weight back a little bit so that the weight is a little bit more over the knees. Still cat-cow. And if you feel like bearing some more weight within your hands, you can shift your weight forward. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. One last inhale. And as you exhale, round and moving into your first child's pose. Probably the quintessential cacao posture. Hips towards your heels. And I'm moving a little bit side to side to nestle into the shape. Your knees can be wider or closer together. And for today, I'm going to stack my fists to release my forehead. And taking a moment here to create breath nourishment through the back body. Yeah, we live in a very frontal and two-dimensional society. Lots of pictures and images, so we tend to forget of our back body. So taking a moment here to nourish your back through deep breaths. Exhaling, softening through the back. One more deep breath here. And out. Good. Let's slowly come back onto hands and knees. And we'll move in to thread the needle. So we're just going to prep by reaching your right arm either out to the side or upwards. And then exhale, threading the arm under, releasing the head down towards the floor. Good. Just cozying up to the ground. If you want to reach your left fingertips above the head. Some people like to wrap the arm behind them. Those are all wonderful variations. Again, today we want to have a hot chocolate practice, so not about going for the deepest sensation, but finding coziness. Here maybe this arm feels, I feel like I'm in a little fort here, under a little tent that my arm has created. And then sending the yummy breath into the shoulders, the spine. One more deep breath. Nice, and then slowly come up, pressing the left hand into the floor, and we'll go right away to the other side. Inhale, preparing by moving the left arm out to the side or upwards. And exhale, threading the arm under. Again, left head comes to the floor. For some people, the floor might feel really, really far away. You can always place a block or a little cushion underneath your head. And variations with your arm above head, maybe wrapping. And what feels good on one side doesn't have to feel good on the other side. And then allowing any tension that's unnecessary to uphold the shape to dissipate. So every exhale. And then sending one more yummy round of breath into your shoulders, your spine, your armpits. And exhale to get a little bit gooier. Good. Right hand in front of your face, pressing into the floor. Back onto all fours. Good. And let's take one more inhale to open the heart. And exhale back to child. Good. This time, if you like, you can reach your hands backwards alongside the body and allow the shoulders to hang. A different variation of a child's pose. Still sending breath into the back. Still allowing for nice groundedness through the tailbone. Good. And if you're tired, and just come onto your mat and you practice child's pose and conscious breathing, that's a yoga practice. Good. Last breath here. Wonderful. And let's slowly come back. And this time into Sphinx position. I'm going to lower with my hip bones onto the blanket. Makes it nice and cozy. And you can either bring the hands together. This is a little less of a shoulder opening, or bring the palms flat down to the floor, forearms more or less parallel to one another. And then today, melting. It doesn't have to be the deepest sphinx or your deepest back bend. See how the breath can just melt your heart. And you can make hot chocolate by just putting a piece of chocolate into warm milk, like a ganache. And you start to stir the hot chocolate, and the chocolate starts to melt, creating a nice hot chocolate. Okay. You can simply stay here or move the neck with me. So inhale, center. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. So just flossing the nerves to inhale, center. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. A few rounds here. If at any point you feel there's a tension in your lower back, you can walk your elbows a little bit further forward. It's going to decrease the back bend. Still inhaling, center. Exhaling, side. One more. Good. And then slowly coming all the way down to the floor for a moment. Just moving your hips side to side, releasing through the back. Good. And then you can press into your hands. And we'll come into seated position. I'm going to move the blanket aside for a moment. And we'll do a few more yin poses. So sitting on your bum, I'm going to start with bending my right knee in towards the thigh. You can always sit on a little blanket if you feel you're rounding too much or you feel like you're falling backwards. I'm going to place the big bolster onto my left thigh and just start draping over this bolster. So moving into a side bend. So it's like you're watching TV, you're holding your head. You're going to stay here for maybe 2 minutes. You can reach your right arm up and just drape it over your head as well. It's going to increase the whole length in the side body. And this top arm is optional. Good. And then starting to deepen the breath. Again, seeing if you can let go of any unnecessary tension. And just breathing coziness into your body. Check if your posture is sweet. If it's not sweet, if it feels bitter, sour, spicy, then back off and see if you can make it sweet for today. Because that's what we want to gift our bodies with: nourishment, sweetness. Make sure you're also warm. In yin postures, you can always wrap a blanket around if the heating isn't working as well. Maybe put on another sock or a layer of socks. I'm actually going to let this top hand drop. And then work into the neck a little bit more by letting the head hang as well. And seeing where the breath wants to go within your body. Allowing the breath to move. And following the breath all the way down to the bottom of its inhale. And all the way back out. Let's take one more deep breath here. Good. You can slowly come up. Press your hands into the bolster. Good. And then we'll simply switch sides. Bending the left knee, extending the right leg out this time. And then bringing the bolster on top of your right thigh. And then draping your side body over the bolster. Maybe starting by holding the head here. I'm going to reach my left arm up. And just bend the elbows. I'm also interlacing the hands behind the back. So my body has to do the least amount possible to just stay in this posture. And then once you've found a position that you can stay in for a while, starting to melt into the posture. Check if you're comfy. See if you can make the shape even more nurturing by letting go of any tension in your shoulders, jaw. Sending breath into your side body. Replenishing oxygen through the body. Noticing the ribs and the side of your body expand and contract. And I'm going to let go of this top arm. Also let go of the lower arm. And just breathe into the side of the neck as well. And just trying to find a position where the shoulder doesn't come too far forward, so I can still stay in a side bend with minimum effort. It's really hard for us, for me as well, to let go of the head. But if we let go of the head, most of the time it can almost function like a prop, like a little sandbag. It's giving you a sense of grounding, creating more length. Yeah, let's take 2 more breaths here on this side. Happy, joyful breaths. Good, and then you can slowly start to press yourself back up. Good. Move the prop aside for a moment. I'm going to bring both soles of the feet together and just let them butterfly here. Good. All right, we'll do one more yin posture, also asymmetrical. A little twist. So I'm going to place the bolster in front of me. I'm going to start on this side, so facing you to begin with. So I'm bringing so let's start this way. Good. So you can see the posture. Bolster close to my right thigh. And my legs are kind of 90 degree, like a pigeon prep position. I'm going to start to face the bolster. Take a breath in here to lengthen. Nice, juicy breath. Good. And then I can start to just drape over the bolster. You can place your forehead down. Maybe it's enough for you to gaze in the same direction as the knees are pointed in. Then you can increase the twist by gazing towards the other side. So head facing away from the knees. Good. I'm going to stay with the head to center. And same as in previous postures. See how you can sweeten this posture even more. Maybe the sweetness comes from the quality of your breath. Maybe the warmth comes from a sense of you not going too deep into the pose. Maybe the coziness comes from hugging the bolster a little bit more. And then sending your nourishing breath into the kidneys, the lower back, the whole spine. And you don't have to control the breath so much. Sometimes the breath wants to be a little bit shallower. Sometimes your body wants to take a really deep breath. And just allowing all those things to happen as you gift yourself with this posture. Good. Last breath here on this side. Good. Then you can slowly come out. Starting to press your hands into the floor. Good. And I'm just going to turn around. Come onto my bum. Reorient the knees for the second side. Again, coming quite close to the bolster with my hips, my top thigh. Starting to turn towards the bolster. Take another inhale here to lengthen. Good, and see if you need to keep your head towards the knees, towards the bolster, or away from the knees. And the first few breaths in a posture, getting familiar with it, getting cozying up. And then starting to sink into the shape. Allowing the sweetness to slowly rise up to the surface. Just the sweetness of being able to practice these shapes. As we observe the ebb and flow of our breath, pulsation, the warmth of our breath, the warmth of our bodies, proof that we're alive. And getting cozy not only in the shape, but also truly within your body. When we're cozy, we're just okay with the way things are. We feel at ease. We're just okay. And it's a wonderful relationship to be with your body. Just being completely okay the way it is. Good. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Maybe slowly deepening it, getting ready to come out. Wonderful. And then let's slowly press into the bolster, into the floor. Good. And then I'm going to sit down on my bum, hands behind me, and just windshield wipering. Just to release the spine, side to side. And we're going to take Shavasana. You can simply lie flat on the floor, or I'm going to make it a little bit of a heart opener. Place the bolster underneath the cushion underneath the bolster. Make sure to grab a blanket so you're nice, and warm, and cozy. Maybe having another sip of your hot chocolate. And then sacrum close to the bolster. And then lying down and enjoying this opening through the heart. If you bring the soles of the feet together to open more through the hips, you can do that as well. I'm just going to keep my legs long. Good. Maybe a few exhales through the mouth. And then allowing your eyes to close for a moment, or even just softening your eye gaze. Seeing if there's any tension in your jaw, in your mouth, you can let go of. And then let's go through a hot chocolate meditation. You can imagine warm hot chocolate pouring in through the crown of the head. Don't worry, it's organic and clean hot chocolate. And starting to spread this warmth and creaminess through the brain. Through the face, into the neck. Creamy, warm, hot chocolate spreading down through the neck, into the shoulders, into your arms. Nourishing each and every cell. It can also be white hot chocolate. If you like the cut better, if it feels more healing to you. And the warm, creamy hot chocolate spreading through the heart center, into the lungs, your belly, spreading warmth and coziness through the hips, into your thighs, the knees, into your shins and calves, to your ankles, into your feet, each and every toe. And then allowing this hot or warm liquid to oil up any of your joints, spreading moisture and a sense of creaminess through your whole body, so that your body feels smooth, bendy, I'm going to leave you with this image for a moment. As the warmth spreads and penetrates each and every cell. And if you can just stay here and soak up the hot chocolate through your cells a little bit longer, go for it. If you still need to do a few more things through the day, you can start to move your toes, your feet, fingers. Eventually rolling on to one side. The coziest pose of them all. Fetal position. And starting to slowly come back into its reality. And then press your hands into the floor. Coming into seated position. And then sealing this coziness into your body, to your soul, your emotions, your mind, so that you can carry this warmth, this nourishment throughout the rest of the day or into the night. And I thank you for sharing this practice today. Thank you.